Instead of telling her whole life story for her icebreaker, she chose one specific adventure from her life. Her icebreaker is about an adventurous girl's trip to the Black Canyon of the Gunnison. She went on this trip about 7 years ago, and she have never forgotten it. The lesson she got hammered home for her from this trip were know who you are hiking and camping with, and know your level of capabilities. Let's welcome Emmele.
Thank you. So I went on this hike or this camp out with these two girls I'd known for a while. And as we're packing, they tell me that we're going to go on this hike that is like the backwards incline. That immediately put some red flags in my head, but I made a deal with them that I'd go check out the hike. And if I didn't feel capable, I would go and find another hike and meet them back at the campsite. And they were cool with that. So we hopped in the car, we drove out there, we set up camp. And that is the first thing these girls want to do is go find this backwards incline hike. So off we go. And as we get close to the trailhead, there's this sign that says, something of the nature about, did you sign the death waiver? If not, turn back. And I'm like, girls, dude, we need to sign a death waiver. Does this apply to the hike you're wanting to go on? Oh, no. It's some old sign, whatever. I'm like, okay, well, I'm very aware of my surroundings now, if I wasn't before. I'm watching the ground, and every step I take, I go within 5 minutes, I go from standing to leaning to crawling on the ground. I crawl in a circle for about 30 seconds, contemplating that this is the moment to leave. And I'm like, adios, girls, sayonara, I'm out of here, and I will see you back at the camp. Are you sure you can handle this? Oh yeah, we're fine. I'm like, okay. So I go from crawling to leaning to back on my 2 feet again and walk out. In about 10 minutes. I get back to the main area and look out the canyon, and it's gorgeous, just breathtaking, amazing, but terrifying. And if I didn't have a little bit of anxiety already, I was really nervous for them, but I wanted to trust that they're two adults. They knew their capability. So I just went into the visitor center, got my hike, but I slipped out that my friends went on a hike I wasn't really capable of. I didn't feel capable of. And the older man across the counter gives me that look like, so where'd your friends go? And I finagled myself out of it because I was in that emotional conflict of not like ratting them out, thinking they knew what they were doing, but just wanting to get my hike and go. So I go on this loop. It's about 3.5 miles, get back to the camp. They're still not there. I'm a little more nervous. I go on the loop one more time, and I made a deal with myself. If they weren't back by the time that I got back, I was gonna go back to the visitor center. So thankfully, there's 2 people sitting in the chair when I get back, but I'm a little nervous. But I realize it's them, not their ghostly figures telling me they're dead. When I get back and we sit down, the one girl had a dislocated shoulder and the other girl had passed out and somehow revived enough to get back. And within 10 minutes, the ranger pulls up going, did any of you gals go on the death waiver hikes today? And they sheepishly raised their hand. I'm like, I'm not saying a word, girls. And so to end adventurous day, once the stars came out, we ate dinner and the camp fire's going. The girl who almost passed out, she pulls out this book, and it's the poop book. And it's is about the color of your poop and the shape of it. And she read this to us as a bedtime story after this crazy day that we went through. And that was my camping adventure. And I'll never forget it. I would like to go back to the Black Canyon of the Gunnison, but not have quite such an adventurous journey. Back to you, Toastmaster.